My mother is Jewish from Tunisia. My father is Muslim from Morocco. So technically, I'm both. And it's been a while since the 7th October that I read a lot of things. I hear a lot of stuff, and I didn't want to talk because I didn't want to add something just in order to talk and to say something. Yesterday or 2 days or 3 days ago, I felt very strongly the urge to speak and to say not in my name because I had the curious feeling, the curious sensation that I was, as a Jewish, kidnapped by what Israel is doing to Palestine and especially to Gaza. And I wanted to say that for me, as a Jewish, as a Muslim, I wanted to say that identity for me has nothing to do with this conflict. This conflict is a legal and a colonial conflict. I don't care Israeli are Jewish or Palestinian or Muslims. You have Palestinians who are Masihiyin, Yehud. You have Israelis who are also Masihiyin, Muslimin, Yehud. And I think we are, or people are using the identity and the religious point just because for me, it's like the tree which hides the forest. It's like identity for me, it's not the base of this conflict. And I wanted to say this first. And second, I want to say that as a Jewish, Yehudi, I don't recognize myself in Israel's action. I'm ashamed of Israel's action. Of course, that doesn't mean that I'm not condemning what Hamas did on the 7th October. I condemn it also because I condemn all form of violence. So I also have compassion for the victims of the 7th of October and their families. But apart from this, what Israel is doing now and for a long time ago is against the law. It's against, that's what I say, it's a juridical conflict, and it's against the basic human values, and we can't accept this. We can't accept this no more. I mean, the world is watching us, and as a Jewish, but also as a human being, I wanted to say, I don't want to choose one side on the Palestinian side, especially because for me, there is no side. The only side that all the world has to choose is the side of justice. There is a people which is being oppressed for years, which is suffering, which is living a human tragedy, and from like 60 years, but those 3 or 4 months, it's becoming like crazy. And the other thing that I say in my tribune is like, as Jews, we have brought a lot of beautiful things to the world. We brought like falsafa, al-fan, taqafa. We always brought like philosophers, like artists such as Modigliani, Mendelssohn, or Spinoza, or Spielberg, and a lot, and a lot, and a lot, and a lot. And we were never people who were violent, and we never colonized any land except from Palestine. And what I say to the people of the world and to the Jews, to the Westerners, say, please stop being blind. Open your eyes, open your hearts, open your conscience, and just let the truth of what's happening penetrates your heart, your conscience, and your mind. And if you really be human, only human, as you can be human if you talk about the genocide in Rwanda of the Tutsi by the Hutus, or the Armenian by the Turkish, any kind of human suffering is enough, and we can't tolerate this.
Okay. Before this October 7, did you have any, let's say, identity crisis, being Jew and Arab together?
Jewish and Muslim.
Okay.
Yeah, you see what the mistake, Ammar, that you've done is very important. Let's take this mistake, and because there is a real problem. Okay, if we don't, let's forget for 1 minute, if it's possible, to forget what's happening in Palestine now. But you see, the way that people define themselves or define the others is very interesting. You told me as a Jewish, as an Arab. I'm Jewish. I'm Arab. I'm Muslim. I'm French. I'm African. I'm Mediterranean. I'm a lot of stuff. And when you talk about the Jews who live in the Arab world, they are Arabs and North Africans. This is their land. They grew up here. This is their culture. And we don't have to forget this. This is very important. And secondly, I think, again, me, when I was more younger, I had sometimes like identity conflict, because when you are younger, you define your identity toward and regarding what people are projecting on you, you know? But it's been a long time ago that I don't have any identity conflict anymore. I embrace all my identities. I'm not half Jewish, half Muslim, half African, half Moroccan, half French, half Tunisian. I'm 100% each thing. And all these identities define my identity. And there are, amongst other stuff, that are not related to my ethnical or my origins. You know, it's some other stuff also which come from me as a man, as a human being. That's what and another stuff, another thing that we have to be aware of is, do not, humanity that have to stop to mix and to make confusions and amalgam between Jewish, Israeli, Palestinians, terrorists, Islamists, Zionists. No, please. The conflict between Israel and Palestine, again, is a conflict about the land. It's a juridical conflict. It's a colonial conflict. We talk here about istimar. I don't give a shit about the religion of the people. I just want people to acknowledge that identity and religion are just bones like that we throw to people in order for them to forget the real issues.
Okay. And did you have some reactions since the publication of the Tribune? Did you have some? Because to be honest, everything you say these days is terrible. I mean, either you will be attacked by this side or by that side or by both. So what happened with you?
Well, to be honest, as an artist, as a citizen, كمواطن وفنان, I know that I'm a public figure, you know, so I know that if I say something, it means I assume that there will be reactions. It's part of the game. Also with my art, when I do a film or song or book, I know it's going to be judged, and I'm okay with that. For the moment, I had, let's say, more positive reaction, because the people who follow me and who saw this video, most of them were Muslims and Arabs, and I didn't get any reaction by Jews, you know. And I'd say it's kind of logical that Muslims and Arab people have said positive stuff about my video, my testimony. But I would be very more interested to have like the opinion, to debate or to talk with Westerners, with Israelis, with American Jews, with people who are against because peace or ceasefire. Because again, I'm not into one side or the other side, because again, there is no side. There is no Israeli side or Palestinian side. There is only one side, to be fair, to be just, to be human. And of course, when you see what's happening, if you are honest intellectually, if you can't support what Israel is doing, and whether you are Jewish or whether you are black or Chinese or, you know, or Martian or from Venus or from the moon, you know, need the feel to share this as a Jewish, as a Muslim, but most of it as a human being.
Okay. Is it something, this is the last question, is it something you discuss with your family? Of course, your brother is also a film director. Do you talk about it with your mother?
Well, to be honest, so I have my Jewish family, which from Tunisia, they live in Paris, and my Moroccan family, the Muslimin, عايشين في المغرب. حكينا شوي بالعيلة ديالي في فرنسا، العيلة اليهودية, and I tried to avoid to speak with them, because I knew that after the 7th October, they were like, it was impossible to talk with them, you know, and at sometimes it was impossible to talk with a lot of people, you know, after this crazy time, because as you said, Ammar, it was like, neither you have to be on this side, you're against me or with me. And me, I'm not against, and I'm not with anyone again, you know. I don't have sides, but sometimes I prefer not to speak about this subject, because people were too emotional, because people after 7th of October, a lot of people in this world, they stop to think with their head, they just think with their heart, and you can't think with your heart. You have to think with both, you know. You have to feel with your heart and you have to think with your head. And if you talk only with your heart, you're going to be passionate. You are going to be violent. You are going to be hateful, because you're going to ignore the pain of the other one. You're just going to be blind. Again, people were a lot of blind. So I didn't talk to a lot of people about this subject, especially my Jewish family. And I don't know how they're going to react after the Tribune. Maybe they are going to read it. Maybe some of them are not going to be happy. Maybe some of them will be pissed. But again, as I say in my Tribune, my conscience is clear. You know, I spoke with my heart. I spoke with my conscience, and what happened after this, it doesn't belong to me, the reaction of the people, but me, I know that I can face the mirror, I can look at the mirror and say, okay, maybe it was nothing, maybe it was just a drop of water in the ocean, what I did, because I didn't do anything, I just spoke, but I can see myself in the mirror.